You're listening to Nice-ish, a podcast about reality TV and your opinions, with your hosts, Cindy and Grace. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of Nice-ish. I'm here with my co-host, Grace. Hi, Grace.
Hi.
I wanted to talk briefly about something before we get into all the Housewives shows.
Okay.
You had sent me a text, and in that text was this photo that just made me laugh. It was kind of one of those me, also me type things. And it says, me, I will let my child make their own choices. Also me, that ornament doesn't go on that branch. And I laugh so hard because we have this story in our past that was fairly scarring to you, I think.
Oh, yeah. I remember it. Well.
Okay. We have a Disney tree every year.
Yes.
It's kind of our thing. You've been into Disney since you were 4, I think. We go every year. And so our tree is Disney, from the top with our Tinkerbell topper, tree topper, to hundreds of Disney ornaments.
Yeah.
We have those storybook ones, paid a lot of money for those. And we have at least probably 20 sets of those.
Oh, yeah. From all different movies, all different collections. Yes. So if one was to be broken, you would say that that's probably would lose the value of the set, right?
Yeah. Do they sell those anymore?
They do not sell those anymore.
So they're rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to find.
Hard to find.
Super
Right.
expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we had a Christmas where I thought it was a great idea for you to start helping me put the ornaments on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And those were your favorite sets. So you started putting them on. How many did you break that night?
3 that I'm positive of. Probably more that maybe I just didn't mention after a while.
I would say minimum 3.
Yeah. I'm being gracious about saying that it's 3.
Yeah. And after maybe the 5th one, I wasn't handling it very well. One of us cried, and it wasn't me. And so finally I took you aside, and I remember saying, you know what, Grace, let's turn this around. This is supposed to be fun. And I'm so sorry I yelled at you. It's okay. They're just ornaments. And let's turn this around. Let's have fun. Do you remember?
I do remember. I do. It's funny because, well, I broke 3, 4, maybe 5. Another thing that was broken that night was my Christmas spirit.
Oh, God.
Because I remember, I feel like you were like there were so many broken at that point that I think that you were like, are you doing it on purpose?
Oh my God. How old do you think you were? Like
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Probably.
Oh my God, that makes it so much worse. Let's say you were 14. Jeez. Did I ever apologize? I know I apologized for that.
Right, because then
Yeah.
we moved on to
We did.
the other one. Maybe I watched you do the rest of them. I don't remember, but
No, I think we were like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to yell. This is stupid.
yeah,
I'm sorry. And then, and we looked for more. I think we got replacements for a lot
we
of them.
did. Yeah, there were some that we did. I know that we have multiple sets now of that make a complete one.
Oh my God, we do. Like, I know for a fact some Ariel ones were broken.
Yeah, Eric has a bit of a peg leg, but it's okay. He's out on his ship. He can work as a pirate.
Exactly.
It fits.
Yeah, we had a couple from Snow White, a couple from Pirates of the Caribbean, some from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, there were a lot of broken ones that night. Apparently I broke your heart as well. I'm so sorry. Last year was the first year we actually didn't do our Disney tree.
Yeah.
In, gosh, I don't know how long. And we decided to get one of those really skinny ones.
Those pencil trees.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they're called pencil trees.
I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so we got a pencil tree. We bought like, I don't know, 3 strands, I guess you'd call them, of garland, really puffy, fluffy ones.
Yeah.
And wrapped them around the tree, and we were done. And it was so easy. No ornaments. We didn't have one single ornament.
Is that how you're going to recall it? That's how you're going to tell the story? That it was quick and easy like that? And we were done?
Well, it was. We didn't use any ornaments.
We had to, if this just puts into perspective how it was doing the tree, we had to have a half-hour cool-down period because it was that difficult trying to put this garland on, and in the way that you wanted to and in the way that I wanted to.
We were having a rough time getting the spaces correct because we had started from the bottom and we're trying to work our way around, swirling it around, and it would be like either too much space in one part and too jammed in the other, or or vice versa. So you had suggested that maybe we start from the top and work our way down, and that seemed to work.
Right. After you trying to go from the bottom up several times and just, trying it. And I'm like, Mom, I think we really just got to start from the top, take it, and go down that way. And you, for some reason, were not having that. And you were like, well, no,
wasn't
the bottom.
receptive?
You were not receptive. Can you believe it? So you have not grown at all since the first story with the Disney ornaments to now.
Did I ever apologize for that?
I don't know, but you can apologize now on recording.
I'm so sorry, Grace. Merry Christmas.
Let's talk about episode 4 of RHONY.
Ugh, let's not.
I know. We have to here. We'll try to make this as quick as possible.
Right.
The first thing is that we actually both completely forgot that it was on this week. Like, we did not remember at all.
Right.
It was like, I think, 9:08 or 9:10. Like, literally, it had been several minutes past when it started. And, I mean, I was just on my laptop, just, like, messing around. You were on your phone playing a game. And you had said to me, you're like, is RHONY on tonight? And we're like, oh, my God, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Somebody move. Get the remote. Oh, I can't reach.
I know. It's so bad. It's just, I'm not sure if we forgot or just blocked it out intentionally, just waiting for Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And it's not great. It's really hard because I understand the argument that people are like, this is the new RHONY and we have to, try to move on from classic RHONY and we have to accept that this is it. But I don't know that I can do it.
I'm constantly trying not to compare. Not to compare casts, not to compare shows, episodes, but it's hard.
It really is hard. I don't know. I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I really don't know why they didn't just shelf RHONY and just have this Housewives as a different name, like Real Housewives of Manhattan or something else, because now we can never go back.
Right.
And I think that was probably not the smart move.
The regret is like hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Because you're right. What are we going to do? Scrap this entire cast now and go back to possibly Dorinda, Luann, and Sonia? No, they're not going to do that. Of course they're not going to do that. They've invested a lot of money in this show.
Right.
So they fucked up when they decided to completely reboot it instead of setting it aside, letting the dust settle, focusing around the ones they wanted to return, and working it out.
Well, it's like they did that with season 5. Why was that not just done again? It can happen, and it was great, too.
They dropped 4 people season 5.
Yeah. So, it could have been done. Why they decided to do that, I don't know. But it's really a struggle because I am so bored watching this show.
Same. I am too.
you had tweeted out, I'm doing nothing and I forgot RHONY was on. Yeah. Literally nothing. That is not even an exaggeration. Nothing. It's like looking at the ceiling, like, you know.
Yeah.
And that was more interesting.
Right.
And you had gotten some responses back, which I thought were very funny. One was at SunFan227, who said, from one OG New York fan to another, I can't get on board. I don't love any of them and miss our Countess and Sonia and Dorinda moments. Is this franchise worth it to get invested? They're all blah and annoying in my book.
The answer is no. You know, I mean, I do come across people that like it, that weren't fans of the first one and are interested in this one.
Justin.
But for the most part, I can't say that the comments have been kind.
No, it's not great. They just don't have the likability, I feel like, that the old cast had, or the genuine moments. I feel like what's really missing is that all of these women know that the cameras are there. They're all trying to get followers. They're all trying to do that. And back with our classic cast, nobody cared. It was them.
And they're not friends.
Yeah. Why that was promised to us.
And it not was promised to us. We're looking for a group of friends and acquaintances, and we did not get what was promised.
Yeah.
And that's evident in the product we got.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I can't get on board either. You had also received another tweet from @ManderPanda2 that did a laughing emoji and just said, I can't watch. I'm just not into it, but I tried. Actually, I'm watching RHONY old school reruns right now. So good. I miss Luann. Yes.
Well, that's really saying something when the brand new episode of the show is on and somebody chooses to watch a rerun of an old season of the same show.
Like, ouch. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea because I totally agree with this and I'm trying. I feel like we are trying. Maybe you're trying a little harder than me. I will be honest with that.
Probably.
Yeah, but that's okay. I stand by the fact that Classic RHONY is the better version, that this is not doing it.
Yeah, it needed some changes, but it definitely is. And I got to say, maybe I'm putting in the effort because I know we have to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that are watching. I don't want to... We completely skipped over Jersey, which in the end I think was a good decision because it's like, it's gone at this point. But I'm trying to make an effort because I know we have to talk about it, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Housewives homegirl, I miss Luann too. Luann is in her prime right now, and we are missing this footage.
All of it. We're missing
all of it.
Kills me.
I know. So this boring episode starts with the women going to play tennis.
Oh, we haven't even started talking about the episode yet?
Right, no. We were just talking about how much we don't want to talk about it. So after they get back from tennis, all the women are cooking for Shabbat dinner that evening. Jenna makes a pavlova, and Aaron and Brynn decide to put a plastic cockroach in there as like a dumb prank or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Giselle ends up getting the piece with the cockroach in it, which I think was probably good that it was her that got it.
Yeah, she was a good sport. Actually, everybody was a good sport, but Giselle actually like kind of picked it up and, you know, which I would not have done.
Well, I think she kind of clocked that it was fake almost immediately. Like, I think it startled her, and then she was like, this is fake.
Right.
Well, she took it well. Uba saw it and then ran to the bathroom and immediately started vomiting. Like, that response was quick. And then I think Sai was just like, well, let me just go check on it. Let me just see if, you know, she's okay. Sai goes to check on Uba, hears her vomiting, then sees at her vomiting, and boom. Sai starts vomiting as well. She's got that gag reflex. Like, if you literally hear or see somebody, it just triggers you as well.
A lot of people have that.
Yeah. So yeah, they were all laughing about it after. I don't think Aaron and Brynn, when they decided to do it, thought that was the reaction they were going to get.
Right.
So
yeah.
The next morning at breakfast, Uba hugs Brynn and tells her that she loves her, but she wants to clear the air. And it's a real pet peeve of Uba's that Brynn cuts her off while speaking all the time. And literally Brynn did it as she was saying, "It bothers me that you cut me off." And we get confessionals of Aaron, Uba, and Brynn, and they're talking about the night before, and Aaron was kind of telling the women to work it out. She was kind of trying to facilitate a conversation here.
Mm-hmm.
And here is where it gets a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And Brynn basically tells Uba to use her words instead of yelling because she doesn't want to come off as an angry black woman, and she wants her boyfriend Oliver to want to marry Uba.
Ugh. I think we just looked at each other like
brakes screeching.
Yes. Whoa.
Yikes. I'm not really sure why that happened, but since we are two white women and we know our place and we know to stay in our lane,
right.
I'll just say that Aaron's reaction of, "Oh, she shouldn't have said that. She's not an angry black woman. Don't say that," is the direction that we would take as well.
Yes. I think we'll just say that we agree with Aaron and maybe keep it moving. This isn't our lane. This isn't something we should speak on, and it was offensive, and we're going to move on.
The conversation at the table continues with Uba telling Brynn that English isn't her first language, which does come across, and I get her point about that. So I think that's why Brynn telling her to use her words is also probably not a great insult or comeback or anything like that.
I thought at first when she said in the last episode to use your words, I thought she was getting at "don't swear at me," which I thought, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Don't swear at me. But that's not what Uba's saying. She's saying, like, there are times she doesn't use the right tense or whatever because she has learned a completely new language.
Right.
So you got to give passes for that sort of thing. And so I think it does come across as condescending from Brynn.
Brynn tells Uba not to mock her, and then Uba gets up from the table and Brynn starts to cry. What are your thoughts on this, I guess, conversation as a whole or this in general?
Well, you had made the point when we watched it that is Brynn really going to say that Uba mocks her when Brynn mocks Uba all the time?
Yeah, I know. She literally was doing that thing the last episode where she kept saying, like, no, 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 no. Like, she kept doing that, and they kept, like, going back and forth, like, that type of deal. She's going to do it again. We actually see it in the preview.
And she's going to do it with more inflection in her voice and more... Like,
so I don't get where she's going with this.
Well, she just doesn't see herself in this because everything she's kind of saying Uba does, she does.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I thought Uba going over and hugging her was a great gesture to start off this by saying, look, she actually said, I love you, too. So I've hugged you, I'm telling you I love you, and now I want you to receive what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because it's hurting me. I mean, she started crying.
Right.
So it's hurting me how you're talking to me. And you may say that I snap back at you, but I'm doing that as a result of what you've just done to me. I'm not just saying this for no reason. I've felt either attacked or you look down on me, whatever reason. And I don't think Brynn's getting that.
No, I don't think she's getting it either because Uba's like trying to make the point, I'm going to call you a snake if you keep talking down to me and talking in a condescending tone. And Bryn's kind of like, well, don't call me that at all. And I think that's where it's like missing a bit. In next week's sneak peek, Jessel has a birthday party with the theme from the movie Clueless. And that's about it. Do we care? Are we into it?
No, it's just like a gimmicky thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Clueless was for, high school. I mean, I love the movie. I'm just having a lot of trouble getting it going for New York, so nothing sounds interesting.
No kidding. Well, at the very least, Clueless is about what all of them are at this point. So the theme fits for these women.
Boom. All right, let's move on to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Gladly.
Yes. The opening sequence is kind of hilarious. It's Angie running with that whole silly rumor that she was part of the Greek Mafia.
Yeah.
And she's throwing an anniversary party for her and Sean with a Mob Wives theme. And even the invitations are delivered in a really cute way. She had this guy go to each woman's house and post like a wanted poster. And they were super funny. She gave everybody nicknames. So for Whitney, she was the Crystal Crusader wanted for bath bombing.
That is genius. That is so funny.
Mary was the Butcher, wanted for commentary that cuts deep. Heather was the Lip Filler Killer, wanted for being a bad Mormon. Bronwyn, the Fashion Assassin, wanted for overdressing. Lisa was Baby Gorgeous, wanted for loose lips.
Yeah.
And it would appear that Meredith was just a late addition because there wasn't an invitation shown.
I know. I wondered what hers was going to be. And then I was looking through it and I thought, oh, did we miss it? But we went back and there wasn't one. So yeah, I don't know if she was, like you said, a late addition or Angie had to talk to Sean about it first, about inviting her. That scene. So it could have been that.
He did not want her at their home.
Right.
But he caved on that, which kind of had to.
Yeah, I know.
Well, before we go on, I want to mention one really funny thing with Mary. This was Mary's superstar episode. Everything she did to me was funny.
Yes.
But she was telling Bronwyn about meeting up with Heather and Lisa and Brittany and said, quote, I went ziplining the other day with Heather and Lisa. Mary literally didn't acknowledge that Brittany was there, that she remembers seeing her, nothing. It was like she just erased her.
It's like, it's literally like when Sonia cropped Cindy out of all the photos of Morocco. It's like, I have erased you from even being there. You're not even worthy enough to get in the story that I'm going to tell.
Right?
You're not there. You weren't there. You're not interesting enough to me to even care.
I don't know if she remembered she was there.
I don't think she did. That's the sad part, is that I don't think it was purposefully done. I literally think that she just ignores
She
it.
doesn't pay attention to her, so she kind of forgets that she's there. That is hilarious. Okay, then we get to the meat of the episode, which is Angie's Mob Wives anniversary party. And all the housewives are invited, even Meredith. We also see Maylee briefly walk in with her husband.
Oh, God.
But don't blink, because that's about the extent of her time on camera.
What a letdown. Seriously, where have you been?
I don't get it. Did they not film scenes with her?
I literally don't know. I know that your name is Maylee. That's it. That's literally all I know about you. I know nothing about this woman. And she's supposed to be an actual friend of. I know everything about Brittany. And I know nothing about you.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to be more of a train wreck or something. Because she seems very put together. Her husband's cute. I mean, they look like a nice looking couple, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You're attractive. That's it.
That's it. That won't do here.
No. We need some mess.
Yeah.
We need something interesting to latch onto.
Right. And this is not. You are too put together and beautiful for the show. Get out of here. We need to have somebody like Brittany, whose age that we are constantly questioning. Oh, that is what we need.
So, speaking of Brittany Brittany walks in with a date that's not Jared. It's some dude named Aaron that apparently Heather hooked up with. Oh my God. Did you see Heather's face?
Yeah.
She's like, whoa. Hey, I slept with that guy. The best part of this whole thing, though, is when Mary goes up to Brittany's date, Aaron, and says, hi, Jared, how are you?
Oh, my God.
And she's like, no, this is Aaron. And no, that's Jared. No, this is Aaron. And then she's just like, oh, okay, and walks away with this, like, eye roll, like she's right.
Right. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I do. I know.
And then she goes over to Meredith, and she's trying to convince Meredith that it's Jared.
Yeah.
And Meredith has never seen Jared before.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, no, Google it. That's Jared.
Okay.
So the two of them are on their phone, Googling his picture, and eventually they figure out that it's actually Aaron.
Well, I'm not going to lie, though. Mary had a good story, though. Meredith really wasn't sure. Like, Mary really got her to believe that could be Jared.
Mary's like, ask him. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Bronwyn is giving Angie a heads up that Heather told Lisa something Angie said to Heather about Lisa. Did you understand that? Let me go through it again. Bronwyn is telling Angie that Heather told Lisa what Angie said about Lisa. And she thought she should know.
Right. That's literally they don't know. They know. We know. We know.
It makes sense if you think about it slowly.
Right.
But
yeah.
So Angie confronts Heather, and Heather's pissed and says, let's go talk to Bronwyn. And she asks Bronwyn why she's getting into her relationship with Angie.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I was a bit stunned.
I like, almost to the point, I'm stunned because it's like, are you really this stupid that you don't understand that you did the exact same thing that Bronwyn's doing, like, right now?
She's the literal bone carrier this entire season.
Right.
For everyone. So I tweeted out, how is Heather telling Lisa what Angie said not meddling, but Bronwyn telling Angie what Heather said meddling? It's the same thing. And we got a reply from @BrownSuddenly, who said, how is Bronwyn telling Angie meddling, but Angie telling Whitney about things Lisa not meddling? They all are doing it.
Yeah, I know. It's the telephone game. Like, it doesn't... This is so stupid. This is what's driving me crazy about Heather this season, though, is that if you want to take the role as the bone collector, I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. Do that then. That's fine. But you're taking that information and then you're twisting it and making it even worse, then giving it to Lisa. Then Bronwyn's like, I'm calling bullshit on this. I think it sounds like, something's up here. And then you get pissed because you got caught, maybe is the right word. I don't even know.
But she's right. They are all doing it. I mean, at that dinner, that Bezos dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, Lisa flat out said, Angie, are you telling Whitney what I said? Mm-hmm. And Angie's like, yeah, I did tell her some stuff. They all are doing this. So for you to say, why are you in my relationship with somebody? Bitch, what?
Well, I know. And Angie has no idea that you're this far up Lisa's ass right now.
Right.
And it's like, girl needs to know that you are not to be trusted and to not say anything to her.
And Bronwyn took it upon herself to be the hero.
Oh my God, I love her. I have never had this strong of a feeling for somebody this, like, first season, like this good early? Feeling, like this early. Like, I am really feeling her. I really like her. I like everything about her. So yeah. I would like to hope that it stays this way, but...
Fingers crossed. So if things weren't popping off enough at this party, who shows up?
Oh my God.
Brittany's ex, Jared, walks in the door. So apparently Justin, Whitney's husband, is friends with him and texted him that he should come by the party. This is the thing, though. You saw her with a date. We saw the text he sent him, but I don't know if there was more to that, like, come get your girl, she's here with someone, or
yeah,
or what.
I don't know. Because, yeah, it did not mention a date. It just said that she was there.
Right.
And that was it.
So her reaction was weird. When she first saw him.
Yeah.
I mean, was it a bit of an overreaction? Was it a...
It was weird. It was like, oh my gosh, he's here for me. He's come for me. He's going to take me and we're going to, you know, leave the party together and we're going to be so excited. I don't understand what goes on in this woman's mind. I can't figure it out. I am so interested, but I don't understand. She looked very excited almost. It's like, why are you excited? The guy standing right next, your date is standing right next to you.
Oh my God, I know. She looked excited and then she started crying and she couldn't seem to stop.
Yeah, I know.
So
she cannot process her emotions. They're too fast for her. Like, she rolls over on emotions so quickly that it's like she's delayed responses.
So Lisa goes over, grabs Brittany, and she's like, I think you need to ask him to leave. I'll help you.
That's all Lisa wants. Lisa just wants Brittany to give her the okay to be like, please, please let me kick him out. Please let me do it. I will gladly do it.
I know. So Brittany ends up going up to Jared and they go outside to talk privately. And she asks him why he's there. This fucking guy. He says, because I missed you.
Oh my God.
Ugh, the games.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. Miss you? What are you talking about? You just said that you literally, she was asking for more and that you've given her all you can. Okay, done.
You don't have to miss her.
No, you don't have, you don't have to.
You can get off those dating apps. You can.
That's all you gotta do.
He's a joke.
Yeah, he is.
So she says, you know I love you, but I'm trying to move on. And he asks if she wants him to leave. And we both are screaming at the TV together. Yes. Say yes. Tell him to leave, Brittany. Tell him to go.
Or have Lisa do it.
Yes.
If you don't want to do it, Lisa would be glad to do it. Say, just call for Lisa.
But just get his ass out of here. That's all we were asking for. But what does this dumb bimbo do? She says, no. No, stay. What?
God.
Girl, you deserve it all. You deserve what you get.
I know. Like, we can't help you. We can't help you anymore.
That's how I feel.
I feel like I've done all I can.
I'm exhausted. I'm fascinated watching these two. I really am.
Yeah.
I think it's such a train wreck that I literally can't look away.
I get excited by it. I am very excited to see what's going to, because I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know. I seriously thought that at Angie's party, Brittany was going to come in with Aaron and leave with Jared.
We don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It cuts off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there is still potential.
Okay. What are the odds that she leaves with Jared?
Like, I would say 90%.
Yeah, they're pretty high, right?
Right. And maybe Heather will take it.
I was just going to say, maybe Aaron will go with Heather. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So the episode ends with Whitney confronting Lisa. And first she mentions the necklace Lisa left behind, quote unquote, in her hotel room in Milwaukee. And Lisa says that she accidentally left it in her room. Do you believe this?
Oh, no, absolutely not. She was very, very clearly lying because you could just read it all over her face. It was in the garbage, and Whitney knew that it was, and she's kind of just trying to ask her, like, did you leave it there? Even though she knew that she threw it in the garbage. But I think this is what is kind of, to me, proves Lisa's innocence on the other stuff going forward with Whitney.
Yes, you feel like she has a tell.
Yes, I feel like Lisa has a big tell because we see here when Lisa's lying, she gets pretty quiet. She doesn't say that much. And it's like with the thing with the jazz tickets that happened in earlier seasons, this right now, when she feels like she's being attacked for something she didn't do, that's when she blows up.
Yeah.
That's when she gets really mad. It's when she didn't do something. So that's why I could see her literally lie right on screen. I mean, it was very, very obvious if you go back. And that's not what she did when Whitney asked her about other stuff later.
So Whitney brings up her jewelry line Prism, and Lisa confirms that she was the one that brought the blogger information to the group. However, Whitney says that she knows it was Lisa that reached out to the account that posted the Alibaba Prism photos on social media, which we now know was, did you know? 25,000.
Pam?
Pam Dana. Pam Dana Wilkie.
I refuse to call her Dana Wilkie. She said going by Pam was fine, and I will continue to call her Pam.
Can I just segue to that for 1 second?
Yes.
Can you imagine being so thirsty to be on a show that you're okay with somebody calling you the wrong name?
Oh my God. I know.
Because Kim Richards, if for those who don't remember,
Yeah.
Kim Richards called her Pam. I don't know why. She just thought her name was Pam. And then finds out it's not. And she's like, oh, well, I'm going to call you Pam. And she's like, that's fine. You can call me Pam. Like, what?
I have some respect and dignity. I'm like, oh my God.
No, that's not okay. That's not my name.
Right. It's not even close. Like,
It
literally,
isn't close.
it's not close at all. And to just be like, you can call me whatever you want. It's not even a nickname. It's a different name because she didn't take the time to learn your real name.
Right.
So, and you're okay with that. Like, oh God.
Girl, get some self-respect,
I know.
please.
She wanted to just be on so badly that it... But anyway, I will never stop calling her Pam, ever.
And you don't have to. So it turns out that she was the one who posted on social media the comparison pictures between Alibaba and Prism and how they were the same exact photo.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lisa goes ballistic
Yeah.
that she's being accused of this. And she not only denies it, but she says she's going to sue, that she thinks Whitney's making it up, that she wants names, which I thought was hilarious. She calls her cybersecurity guy and probably her 6 other lawyers on retainer.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah, and tells him to get in touch with the LAPD and the Salt Lake City PD, and stresses that she wants to go the distance on this.
Where the hell did the LAPD come in?
I don't know.
Why?
I have no idea. But why not? Let's call them too.
Right.
And then she says, you owe me a big fucking apology, and I'm going to send you the bill. That was the kicker. Oh my God, I
I
laughed.
could send you the bill. Oh my God, that was so funny. Yeah, like, this is causing me so much anguish right now. I'm so mad at you. I'm going to send you the bill.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because you're wasting my time.
Yes, because you're wasting my time.
So then Whitney says something, I swear, Grace, I can't stand when people do this. She said that because Lisa is upset, it means she caught her in a lie. Which, I'm
Right,
sorry,
yeah.
that is the stupidest argument I've ever heard.
It is dumb. It really is. That means absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, I'd actually think it's the opposite. It's because you're so pissed that you're like, are you for real? You think I did that? Why? I don't want you lying on me. That's why I'm pissed, is that you're accusing me of something I didn't do.
Well, I had tweeted out, I'm so tired of this argument that you can't get angry at a person or it means you're guilty. Lisa was pissed. You lie about a person, they get pissed, Whitney. And we got a reply from @Bravo Housewife Stan, who said, this, 100%, if you lie about someone, it's their right to get pissed.
Right, absolutely. I don't think that provides any guilt whatsoever.
I don't either.
It's that you're saying something so completely insane
Or wrong.
or wrong that I don't want any part of that. I don't want to be associated that you think that at all. So I am super annoyed, and I'm going to let you know that I'm annoyed.
And if it's a particularly awful rumor.
Oh, well, yeah, that
like,
too, yeah.
I'm sabotaging your business. I thought it was an interesting point. Lisa said I was the first one to buy her jewelry.
And the first one to throw it away. Oh.
Fair. But I mean, and she said, even if I hated you, I wouldn't do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's wasting her time with this. I really don't.
Yeah. I
And we have bloggers changing their minds now. I mean, somebody tagged me in a video of the blogger in question saying it absolutely was not Lisa. So, like, people are backtracking like crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people are backtracking because Lisa threatened to sue, and then, it starts to disperse here. Now we're like, oh, shit, okay, well, maybe I take back something that I said.
Well, we actually watched the sneak peek, and it was pretty hilarious. Lisa said what she would do if she was trying to spread a rumor.
Uh-huh.
And I think one of them was get on Good Morning America.
It was. Or then she said that she would send it to either, like, the New York Post or the New York Times. And I'm like, that is so large scale for something of this small issue. That is how I know for a fact Lisa did not do this.
Like, she's not contacting, like, small potatoes here.
No. Setting her sights high for Good Morning America.
Like, I'm sorry, who do I talk to at Good Morning America? I have a rumor I'd like to share. So the episode ends with Lisa going over to Whitney's husband, Justin, and asking how he can stand dealing with her and her lies all the time.
Oh, God. Lisa.
Yeah.
No.
He says, my wife doesn't lie. My wife doesn't fucking lie.
Good impression.
Thank you. And John, Lisa's husband, kind of puts his hand on Justin's chest. And this is where it kind of goes wrong.
Oh.
Because Justin's like, get your hand off me. And John says, well, don't talk like that to my wife. And
crotchety old guy.
He's not 80. Okay. Don't talk like that to my wife, man. Is that better?
Sound cooler than
John?
him.
Yeah, it does sound cooler.
He
John's a little soft-spoken.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, Lisa, you started this. You don't go up to someone's husband and tell them that their wife's a liar. What are you doing?
What answer did you want? What were you expecting from that? To him to be like, yeah, I get it. Like,
yeah,
no.
She does this.
Right, yeah, she does it sometimes. It's just, it's a flaw. But...
And I don't think Justin really did anything wrong. I mean, I'm not sure why John felt the need to put his hand on his chest.
Well, it was weird because then John said, he's like, you said the F word at my wife. And I'm like, Lisa came over and said that your wife's a fucking liar. That's literally what she said. And then Justin just repeated it and just said,
yeah,
I'm not. I don't like the men being involved at all. Lisa, don't do this. I am on your side right now. And then you went over and did that. Now I'm like, okay, don't do that.
The men are friends.
Yes.
Don't drag them into your bullshit.
Right.
You can talk badly about her all you want to him when you get home.
Yeah.
But they get along.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a stupid mistake.
Let's talk about Real Housewives of Orange County.
Sure.
The episode begins and continues with Jen finding out from Shannon that Tamra did the background check on her boyfriend, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon showed Jen screenshots only. She didn't actually show her the text chain, which I think we both thought looked a little shady there.
We did.
And I actually think your first words to me were, so how did Shannon reply to Tamra? Where are those? Because you get photos like that. You're not just going to ignore that.
No, the photos were cropped and they were exactly what she thought she wanted to see.
Yeah.
And you're having a conversation with Tamra about this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what Shannon replied. Was she like, this is appalling, Tamra. Why are you doing this?
Right.
Or were you like, oh, this is juicy. Keep going. I want to know what happens. So
right. And I think the answer is the second option. So
they were friends at the time.
Yes.
This is what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
They were shit talking everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's not great that now you're not friends and you decide to be like, well, let me scroll back through some messages here and let me see what I can find.
They both were equally culpable in this.
Agreed.
And I think people hate Tamra
Yeah.
And she's getting the blame for all of it. And I get why. I don't think her behavior is nice, kind, anything. It's actually been very gross. But you can't just ignore Shannon's part in it.
Right. So the women split up in 3 groups for lunch that morning. Shannon goes to meet her daughters. Jen, Katie, and Emily go to lunch. And Tamra, Heather, and Gina go to lunch. Tamra brings up an incident to Heather that she was told about from Katie's daughter, Kylie.
Ugh.
Kylie was babysitting Emily's boys, who are 9 only, and said that they told her Heather was mean to their mom and that they didn't like her. Okay. Now, we actually get a flashback with Emily telling Tamra and Gina that it wasn't true and that her boys told her Kylie said that to them. And Emily said, don't ever say that again. And then when the current scene resumes, Gina told Heather that Emily and Shane actually discussed this and said that Kylie would never babysit for them again.
Right.
I mean, red flags all over the place here. Holy moly.
I have many thoughts. Do you want to talk about the tweet first or?
Well, I'll talk about the tweet first,
Okay.
so that way we can go into it. But you did a poll on Twitter asking who everyone believed actually said Heather was mean. Was it Katie's daughter or was it Emily's boys? And the results were 60-40 in the opinion that Katie's daughter is the one that said it.
Yes.
That Heather was mean. You had gotten a response back from @DrewofBorg on this poll that said, I don't believe a pair of 8-year-olds who have probably never seen Heather in their lives would have ever said this.
I completely co-sign.
Yeah.
How do 2 9-year-old boys just approach a babysitter and are like, hey, we hate Heather. Do you hate Heather?
Right.
We think she's mean. Do you think she's like, it doesn't make sense.
No, it did not happen that way. Clearly, Kylie was kind of probably fishing a little bit and asked
Or planting.
Yeah. And was kind of probably asking them questions. I don't think that they just ran up to her and were like, oh my God, finally you're here. Let's talk about everybody on the cast.
Right. I mean, Kylie knows that her mom's having issues with
Yes.
Heather. And frankly, she sides with her mom. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
They're having, team mom.
Yeah.
So that's all fine. It's when you start dragging Emily's 9-year-old boys into it, which I do think she did.
Yeah.
That's like, what are you doing? I mean, it's just not believable that these boys would care at all about this situation.
Right. Exactly. No, I think that this is not a great look.
No, I
for
agree.
on Katie or Katie's daughter, just because this looks very gossipy. It looks very manipulative.
Bingo. Yes, that's the word.
I thought Gina was a good friend, though, by being like, she's not doing that.
No, I
Although
agree.
Gina doesn't like Katie either, though. So there
Right.
could be a little bit. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a good backup there.
I agree.
So the next day, the women all go to an etiquette class. God, nobody took notes.
No.
Because it was a
They all
disaster.
failed.
Yes. The women go around the table and they name their high from the trip and their pit or the low from the trip. And when they get to Tamra, she says her high was eating caviar with Heather and Gina, and that her pit is when Jen screamed at her for something that Shannon provoked. That was the exact quote there.
Right.
Meaning showing Jen 2-year-old text messages.
Right.
Shannon calls Tamra a liar, and Tamra screams at Shannon that she is a liar and a drunk. And everybody just kind of gasps. But Gina in particular tells Tamra just to stop bringing up the alcohol and the DUI and all that stuff. That it's not cool.
I just kind of hit my breaking point with Tamra. It had nothing to do with the DUI, and she keeps throwing it in her face.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree that Tamra might have had a valid point. These texts are not to nobody. These
Right.
texts are to Shannon. And I have texts from Shannon. This was a conversation. They were both involved. As shitty as it was,
Yes.
they were both involved. So Tamra has a point, but her point goes out the window when she starts hurling these really mean comments.
Well, I don't even know how we really got here so quickly either.
Yeah.
How are you screaming already?
I remember after this all happened, we were kind of discussing things, and I said to you, do you know what she was so mad about, Tamra? And you're like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
We don't know anymore because we're so disgusted by her comments that we forget what the argument was about.
Well, I know. And if all Tamra had to say was be like, look, Jen, I get that you're mad. I will own my part, but I think we really need to discuss Shannon here as well, because it's really looking like she's trying to frame me here for doing absolutely everything when it was her that I was talking to. Did Shannon show you what she said?
Right.
If that had been said, I think we would be in a totally different place here.
Yeah, if she had remained calm and discussed the facts and exactly what you said, if she said, look, I was involved. Mm-hmm. I did do this, but I had a partner.
Yeah.
And she's sitting right there next to you. But she doesn't do that. She
No.
goes for the jugular. She says something extremely mean. And then we're all just like, you know what? I don't even care what your point is. You're gross.
Yeah, I know. You've lost everybody at the table because you just go there.
Yeah.
Way too quickly.
Yeah.
So Shannon is fighting with Tamra, and Tamra also has her own problems with Jen here at this dinner as well. Jen tells Tamra to shut her mouth about her and Ryan, and Tamra basically says something as to, like, why is he going to put a hit on me? Again, same thing that she did with Shannon. I don't know where this conversation is supposed to go when you start at 100.
There's no talking about it because the person is just so pissed and offended at you for taking these low blows. They're like, you know what? I don't care. Tamra mentioned apologizing to her when Heather's like, Tamra, you can't talk like this.
Yeah.
You need to apologize or whatever. And she's like, I did apologize this morning. And I'm thinking, well, that's worthless.
Right.
You literally just took a dig at her 3 hours later.
Yes.
So your apologies are worthless and meaningless.
Mm-hmm. You would think that Tamra would shut up after this horrible, horrible dinner, but she did not. And when they went back to the hotel, she tells Heather that Shannon contacted Taylor Armstrong's husband, John, who is an attorney, to look into any validity about the story that Gina pushed her boyfriend, Travis, down the stairs. Now remember that Shannon and Gina were not friendly at this point when Shannon did this. Shannon kept bringing up Gina's DUI, and we had that episode last season where she mentioned the thing about CPS that we're looking into taking Gina's kids away.
Ugh, yeah.
Yikes. And it even trickled down to the reunion where Gina screamed at Shannon, "My children!"
Yeah.
Was that a good Gina? Did I do it right?
It's better than Gina's British accent, so
Okay,
yes.
well, that's not saying much, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no, at that reunion, they were not friends. So I'm not really surprised to hear that Shannon was looking into stuff.
No, especially that she would talk to Tamra about it. This is clearly their thing.
Right.
That they do. Tamra had talked to her about Jen. Shannon talked to Tamra about Gina. It was kind of like, whoever they were not cool with, they would talk about. So when the women are all together the next day, Tamra tells Gina what Shannon did, and Gina confronts Shannon, whose response is, "Oh, you were so involved in that." And they argue back and forth, and Tamra throws out that she didn't drive her car into a house.
What a surprise.
Right, I know. Again, we're not even talking about that.
Oh.
Like, it's so off. I mean, it's horrible anyway, but we're not talking about that issue at hand here. So we're talking about Gina.
The constant mentioning of the DUI is really off-putting.
It is. And it's back to the last dinner that we literally just talked about. You are losing your point when you keep doing this, because then everybody just groans and thinks that you're an ass.
And just mean.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm done.
And I mean, it's like, do you want to explain yourself? Because they actually want to hear about it, but then you derail the entire conversation when it happens.
Yes, exactly.
So you had tweeted out, Gina and Jen are collateral damage in this war between Shannon and Tamra. Who looks up shit this in-depth on Friends when you are having a fight? You're not in a good place, so you call attorneys and do background checks. It's appalling. Gina is right. This has to stop. And you had a response back from @RH French fan that said, I don't understand why Tamra gets all the blame when we know that Shannon used to do that on the new castmates as well. If I remember correctly, Kelly Dodd said that in season 11 or 12, didn't she? This double standard this season is killing me.
Well, I do think there's a double standard because people hate Tamra so much.
Yeah.
That's definitely going on. I will see tweets of people blaming Tamra for the stupidest shit that people do. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh my God, please. Like, blame her for what she's doing, but let's just not make up shit either.
Yeah.
So I don't think Shannon is getting quite enough blame for her part in things. Mm-hmm. However, it is entirely Tamra's fault that that's happening.
Exactly. That is exactly it. If you didn't act like such a monster and just stuck to the issue at hand and the facts, I actually think this would go a different way.
Right.
And people might be like, okay, well, yeah, you're gross, but Shannon, you're gross too. What, you guys got to stop.
Yeah. And Gina's right. They are collateral damage, her and Jen. It got so many background checks and calling attorneys. Who does this? I mean, everybody fights with their friends.
Yeah.
But when you're having a spat, you're going to go dig up what they've done or go back 2 years for texts and
I mean, when's the cutoff here? Jeez.
Yeah, and then just like spill the tea on who they've talked about and what they've said. It's just terrible. I don't even do that to people that I don't even talk to anymore.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's some line of being like, are you for real?
Just be a decent person.
So, yeah, this whole thing has to stop. But yeah, I don't remember if Kelly Dodd said that in season 11 or 12. I mean, I knew that they did not like each other because I remember the whole, Mrs. Roper thing and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of forgot about a lot of that.
But no, I mean, I know that Shannon can be shady because she's shady with Tamra. I don't know if she would do it if she's not friends with her, or maybe she would. I don't know.
Well, there was, now that I'm thinking about that party, Kelly thought Shannon brought those women to specifically go after Kelly, remember?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And I don't remember the issue exactly. But I remember the one woman really picking at Kelly. And Kelly's just like not having it. And that's the whole Mrs. Roper thing.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say something that, did this story ever come out with Kelly that either like she pushed her mom down the stairs, or am I just making shit up because I'm thinking of Gina right now? Do we have two push down the stairs stories?
We do. I think Kelly's brother actually said that Kelly pushed her mom down the stairs, and then her mom ended up moving out and moving back to Arizona or something.
Okay. I mean, I know that was an alleged story, so I don't know if did that actually get confirmed.
Well, her brother said it. Okay. I don't know.
And you and the brother are like this.
Yeah, right. I know. So I don't know. Alleged. We'll just put alleged.
Right, because I don't remember either. So yeah. But anyway, we have another tweet too from @Jen A. Darby, who said, it's gotten to the point where those who used to be close friends are weaponizing the friendly chatter they shared against each other. It's nasty, and it sets a tone for none of them to have true friendships with each other. None of them can be trusted as confidants.
1,000%, like bullseye.
Yeah.
When you start sharing conversations that people have had talking shit about other people in the group, it fractures everything. And people talk shit. Yeah. I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be nasty, but you can be annoyed with someone and vent. But it doesn't mean you don't want to be friends. It doesn't mean you don't like them. We're human. We do that. Right. Everybody does that. But when you start sharing that, then it's like, oh, wow. Why would you say that? Yeah. Why would you, and then it breaks the trust. And they're right. You never get that back.
Well, it'd be like if Emily and Gina did that. Like, they are so tight now, and they kind of always, I mean, there's have little fights, but
Right.
never anything that I would feel like they would do this. And what if that happened? That would
Right.
be, I mean, you'd be like, whoa, you're going to go and share all that? So they're solid, and I don't think either of them would do that. These two have no loyalty to
No
each
boundaries.
other and no boundaries because they have made up, and they're so off and on that I don't think that there's any true friendship left there.
I would agree.
It's very much for the show, I think, as to when they are on and off.
And they can't even make it through one dinner.
God, I know.
It's just like, you can't be civil for one dinner. I mean, let somebody else have some petty fights, my God.
So the sneak peek for next week is actually the season finale.
Wow.
We made it through.
I know. 17 episodes, I think.
We see that Jen and Ryan get engaged, and the engagement party is being thrown by Alexis, which is weird.
It's like a old bridesmaids dress themed party.
Which I actually thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought so too. Of course, we saw a picture of Alexis who looks gorgeous in her dress.
Yeah.
And then Katie actually does the theme and wears this tacky dress. It's not funny when you look like the most gorgeous one there. It's supposed to be
I know.
tacky.
Right.
You know? Like, oh God, she can't even do that.
I know. Like, Alexis, didn't you come up with the theme too?
Yeah, go with it. Have fun. Put on something horrible.
Well, I think Emily said in the sneak peek that she was going to wear, did she say she was going to wear white?
She wore her wedding dress.
Oh, she wore a wedding dress?
Yes,
That's actually really funny. There is nothing more tacky than wearing a white wedding dress.
thought
That's
so, too.
hilarious. But we'll see here, though, that Shannon and John will come face to face for the first time since the lawsuit. So
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting end to the season.
All right, let's get into this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So all of the women travel to North Carolina for Wendy's birthday. And
Right. Wendy's birthday. I feel like I need to specify this at the very beginning here because it might get a little lost throughout the episode. Who were there for?
Gee, I don't know, maybe Mia? Queen Mia? I know, that was funny. Well, this was a good episode. We're going to skip over some of the slower parts and kind of get right into the juicier parts of the episode. And that would be Jacqueline and Karen.
Mm-hmm.
So Jacqueline decided to be messy like a couple episodes back when she chose to tell the entire group at Giselle's Hatitude party. I hate saying that.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It sounds dumb. It is dumb. It's just, yeah, it's not a great made up word. It's not funny. It's weird.
Let's hope we retire it after this. So at that party, Jacqueline had told everybody that Karen called her on the phone and that she sounded drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually after Karen's DUI. So there's really no reason to mention this other than to be messy.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't, like you said, another reason to do this other than to shed light on the fact that she got a DUI and you're implying that she's still drinking, that not really taking accountability here and, you know,
Yeah.
it's still going on.
Yeah. And she clearly told Mia, and I don't know if Mia's like, you should share this with the group.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they kind of tag team a little bit, so
Yeah,
I
they
wouldn't
do.
be surprised if that conversation happened.
So in the car ride to the house that they're staying at in North Carolina, Giselle kind of throws Karen under the bus too by saying that Karen has called all of them drunk at some point. I know Robin used to mention it too.
Yeah. God, this feels like OC. Are we talking about Shannon here? This is insane.
Oh my God.
Like the
Oh
comparison.
my God. You know, the correlation is there though.
Is it though?
That
Yeah.
they would all say that Shannon would call them up
Yeah.
drunk and kind of, you know, just spitball stuff for hours.
Right, and then not remember.
Oh, geez. So Karen hears about this and confronts Jacqueline at the table with all the women. And Karen says Jacqueline's lying and that Jacqueline called her on the phone for advice. So now we have two different stories and we have to decide who to believe.
Well, I don't, this is the problem with Housewives is when I don't believe anybody. Like this happened before with something else where I'm like, who do you believe if you believe nobody? Because I don't know. Karen clearly has a memory issue because when she's talking to Giselle later, she's like, basically says that I told you I didn't remember the day.
Right.
And then she literally said it was Friday earlier in the day. Couldn't have been more specific.
Let me throw out this wrench in your theory, though.
Oh, okay.
Does Karen not remember, or does Karen not want to look like a hypocrite or look bad because she does know that she said it was Friday? And so she's like, you know what? I just don't remember.
Oh, okay.
So that's your excuse. You don't remember. Instead of saying, yeah, you know what? I did say I was going to do that and I changed my mind, or I decided I wanted support. I don't buy it. I don't
An
buy
award came up.
I just don't buy that she doesn't remember.
Okay. Yeah. She looks bad. Yeah. And she actually knew she looked bad because she was trying to get people to go to both events. Do I think that Karen probably talked to Jacqueline? Yes, I do. But I don't know. I don't know if Jacqueline is heightening what happened. Embellishing, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know either. See, Karen is even saying you called me, not me calling you. So it's already a different scenario because Jacqueline made it sound like she drunkenly called her by mistake and was rambling. And that's the kind of tone I was getting. Whereas, wait, you called her?
Yeah.
So that changes it. If you called her, then she didn't drunk dial you. She didn't mistakenly call you. She didn't anything, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe we're getting too picky on it.
The tears are weird, though.
Let me stop and read the tweet we got because they mentioned the tears, and then we'll discuss both.
Okay.
So I had tweeted out thoughts on Karen versus Jacqueline, and we got a response from @_Arthur Becker_ who said, Jacqueline is and always has been Mia's mouthpiece. And then to cry when called out, she's not cut out for this group if a confrontation that minimal is going to reduce her to tears.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too.
Okay.
I thought, why are you crying? What are you doing? Like, why on earth are you this emotional already? Like, I don't actually even feel like it was a screaming match or yelling or anything. Like, it just seems like she got set off so quickly. I don't know. It was weird.
I thought it was weird, too. Karen literally is like, I'm not going to fuck with you, or don't fuck with me, or something like that. And I thought...
Well, and what's funny about that, though, is that was the same energy that Jacqueline was giving Jazzy. Is the, don't fuck with me. How do you go from that energy to... crying, to just start crying?
Well, I would agree. If you can't get through a dinner without, breaking into tears, then maybe you're not cut out for this.
Yeah.
I mean, she did cry with her and Mia, too, when they had that fight, but they were like besties.
Yeah.
So I get it. But this wasn't, you're right, this wasn't even that bad. So,
No.
I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Speaking of that, though, the side chick conversation between her and Jazzy.
Okay.
It was also a bit weird. Did it feel like they were competing over Mia and her side chick love?
Well, it seemed like one was competing and the other one was like, girl, back off. I was, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not, gonna, like, I don't consider myself a side piece or anybody's sidekick. So I think Jazzy's words got taken totally out of context. I think she probably was joking. She seems like she's got her own, like, boss bitch energy and is not a sidekick. Jacqueline does not. She seems very, very protective of Mia.
So the women go on this really lame boat ride around the lake.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Mia told them all to dress for the party because when they get back, they're just gonna go immediately to dinner. So they all come out looking gorgeous, but especially Wendy, because it's kind of her birthday weekend. So she's in this gown and they go on this little boat. I'm sorry. It was bit funny to me.
Well, yeah, it's not like the boat that you're expecting it to be, or that you think when you think of Housewives, these women going on boats, like a we got the yacht moment. It is not a we got the yacht moment.
It's not a yacht.
It's not that at all. It's very much like a pontoon looking type thing. It's not great.
Yeah. And they couldn't all even sit together. It wasn't big enough to have all of them together in one section. They had to separate.
Yeah. But small enough, though, that you could still hear what was going on, because Ashley could literally hear Stacey talking about her.
So they go on this boat ride around this lake, and when they get back to the house, Mia has some of her friends that live in the area, I guess, welcome them for dinner. And this was weird, too, because I assumed that the weekend was kind of going to be about Wendy and her birthday and all that kind of stuff. It's the last night. She's in her 30s. She's turning 40 the next day. Mm-hmm. Mia gives her this really nice room. She has it decorated for her birthday. It's all very sweet because we know that they kind of have a past. Yeah. You know, they weren't best friends. It almost came to blows at one point.
All because of Peter.
Damn Peter. So it was a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
And at the table, they're all sitting there, and Mia asks her friends to share stories about her. And I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I think Wendy thought, like, oh, okay, we're not going to acknowledge, you know, that this is the last night of my 30s. We're not. Okay, we're going to talk about Mia. Got it.
I mean, I understand that they're probably going to have a birthday dinner for her the next night because Giselle will be back and stuff like that. But I don't know. Let's celebrate Mia tonight.
Oh, right. I mean, I think Wendy would probably, if you're going to pick which night to celebrate, she would want the one in the last day in her 30s and her turning 40.
Yeah. God, it was funny. It was so very Housewives to me.
It was. Her confessional was funny, too. She's kind of like, is this supposed to be a trip for me? Or like, yeah.
So then Giselle has to leave because her twins are having their graduation cap and gown ceremony, and she needs to be there, of course. So she plans on returning to the girls' trip after, but she wants to clear the air with Karen about the GNA event before she goes.
Right.
And she explains to Karen that she felt hurt and disappointed when Karen told her that she wasn't going to invite everyone to come to her award ceremony. God, this fake award.
I know. She wasn't even supposed to be getting it either. It was supposed to, like, she was
Somebody
just on the committee.
Out.
Yeah. They said, what is this for? What's this award for? No, I'm not coming. And then they had one made. So they scratched off the person's name and wrote Karen's.
Oh my God. Karen said she needed support. Needed support for an award ceremony.
Right.
It's like saying you need people there when you get your Oscar.
Well, that'd be nice, but, you know. I wouldn't. I think you made it too high stakes there, because if I won an Oscar, I'd like you to be there.
Okay, maybe that was a bad example. I just meant it's a happy occasion. So, like, Giselle needed people there for support because she was trying to honor her dad who passed.
Yes, and they committed to that first. That's honestly just also the moral of the story here, too. If you committed to something first, go to the event that you committed to. Yeah.
Okay, if you win an Oscar, I'll be there.
I'm not thanking you in my speech then if you're not there.
Yeah, that's a bad example. I just meant one is a bit of a somber occasion. It's sad. Yeah. And the other is a happy occasion. So if you had to go alone, you'd be okay.
Well, I just don't get why Ray could have went. I'm assuming he was there, right? Didn't we see him? I thought we saw him there in the video. I think he was. Maybe I just imagined that.
Maybe you just wanted him to be there.
I just wanted it.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it all women? Was it something for women, though?
Does anybody know what the award was for? No, nobody knows.
Now we have a phantom award.
Yeah, I don't know. You're asking me too much. Too many details.
Okay, sorry. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Karen said that she regretted not being there to honor Giselle's father, but she does not take responsibility for Giselle's behavior to the other women. Okay, my mouth kind of dropped open when she said that.
Yeah. Like, you don't take her responsibility. And then what did she say to her after that? She said that she didn't raise her right.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of your fault, Karen.
Yeah, the whole
she
thing
behaved
stemmed.
that way because you were so insensitive to her.
Exactly, yeah. It all stemmed from you.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't just pissed for no reason. It's because you decided on the day of to just say that I want all the women to come, so we're going to provide transport.
I know.
To both. And it's like, no, but everybody agreed already to come to the GNA event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't know what Karen's point was there.
Well, Giselle just said that they need to work on their communication, to which Karen agreed. And she's sick of being mad at Karen and wants to move on. So I gotta say, while I found this whole conversation to be a bit anticlimactic,
Yeah.
I guess I would applaud Giselle for like, okay, I'm not going to hold on to this.
I know. Who is this?
I know.
Thank God Robin's gone. I blame Robin for everything now.
I think Robin would have kept it going.
Yeah. So I'm glad that she's not on, and I'm glad that Giselle was able to just let it go, because I actually wouldn't have. I think this is the one time that she's actually like in the right, and to be very irritated and angry at everybody, and she let it go. So this is something that I haven't really seen from her.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm a bit surprised too, because I think she had an actual argument.
Yeah.
And her point was valid, but hey, you don't want to hang on to it either. She likes Karen.
Yeah.
And I think, I do think Robin might have perpetuated a lot of the fighting and bickering back and forth. And I don't know. I'm liking where their friendship's going.
Me too. I think with these type of shows, you can't have somebody that you always rely on, like that you always just kind of have in your back pocket. Like, that's kind of like the Mia Jacqueline thing too right now. Robin and Giselle were so tight that you always have somebody in your corner, so you don't have to apologize to people, because it's like, okay, well, I know I have Robin, so I always have somebody. This, you actually have to make an effort, because not everybody's always going to be on your side.
So at the very end of this episode, Mia tells a story that her, Karen, and her friend Joy went out on the town one night, and drunk Karen butt dialed her and was talking to a guy in the car saying, quote, "Those girls think I'm with Ray," end quote.
Oh.
This is not the first time that we're hearing rumors of infidelity.
Yeah.
And I never really put much stock into it. But I do think Ray cheated on Karen at least once. And I think it was right after they got married.
Yeah, because she told that story about how she called him either, where was he, the Bahamas, the Dominican Republic? Somewhere. And that a woman answered the phone.
Yeah. So he's significantly older than her, too.
Yes.
So I think if he steps out, she might step out, too. They might have an understanding, or I don't know. But this was interesting. Mia was kind of dropping a bomb there.
Which is so funny that Mia's the one who's doing it, because it's like, girl, do you know how many issues you have with your marriage right now, and the fact that you are with other men? Like, you were with Ink probably, honestly, when you were married the entire time. I don't think that they ever really broke up or stopped seeing each other. So to be like, Karen, I got this on you. You weren't,
From 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that came out yet. That was in the sneak peek that Bravo already released, but...
Oh, God, 3 years ago? Mia.
She held on to that for 3 years, but I don't know. You know, we'll see what happens, but... Thanks for listening to episode 24 of Nice-ish. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Niceish Podcast or Love Cindy C. You can listen to Niceish wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Look for new episodes every Monday. Thank you for listening and have a Niceish day.